Greetings! Welcome back to Primer 2. Session 6 will discuss monitoring, evaluation, and closing phases. This session covers chapters 4 and 8 of the Primer 2 resource book. Learning objectives for this session include explain the importance of monitoring and evaluation, identify categories and indicators used to monitor and evaluate a project, discuss the activities that cover the closing phase of the project, and describe the manager's role in the implementation and closing phases of the project. So, what is monitoring? Monitoring is an ongoing built-in performance assessment process of projects at the implementation stage. It is meant to improve the project, ensure that it stays on course towards the achievement of the project's objectives. Monitoring involves systematic and continuous collection, analysis, and use of information for management control and decision-making. Preparing a monitoring plan helps to guide monitoring work in the implementation phase. The plan must cover monitoring of activities and inputs. These refer to means and resources of the project. Monitoring of project results and outcomes, monitoring of assumptions and risks, and monitoring of project impact. The monitoring process includes the following steps. Step 1, data collection. Facts, observations, and measurements are documented. The data collected are matched alongside the following: indicators for objectives at all levels at the logical framework, quality, and appropriateness of activities, use of resources like performance, project environment, indicators for assumptions, for project impact, cooperation with target groups and partners. Then you have step 2, analysis and drawing inferences or interpretations from the data that you have collected. Comparison of planned and actual achievements, those planned and unforeseen, and identification of deviations, those based on review and conclusions, changes in project environment and consequences for project, and then draw conclusions. Now, compare between planned and actual, the mechanisms and procedures of project organizations, and the cooperation with target groups. And then identify deviations and conclusions as well. Then you have step 3, assessing, recommending, and taking corrective actions and adjustments of schedule of activities, the resources and objectives, procedures, and cooperation mechanisms. The output of the monitoring work is a report. Regular and periodic reporting of progress like monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, annual. Then who will do the monitoring? Who will do the reporting? Who will read the report? Then revise project plan and budget. Then you also give feedback and discuss what you have found out in the monitoring activity. Now, monitoring feeds into evaluation, which measures the overall objectives of the project. Why monitoring reports are important is because it provides information that can be useful in the evaluation and planning of similar projects in the future. Monitoring covers the review and the assessment of the project objectives from activity up to the results that are expected during the implementation phase. In the evaluation, the values that you look for are the following. 1. Relevance. Does the project meet priority needs like appropriateness? Is the project effective and well managed? How is the project managed and delivered in terms of the benefits to target groups and stakeholders? What about impact? Does results have lasting effect to the target group, the organization, or community? In terms of sustainability, how do products or services be maintained after the project is done? Then, lessons learned. This is important because from the assessment of strengths and weaknesses, the project can be done in the future. Some of the concerns of the evaluation are the following. What is the purpose and objectives of the evaluation? How will it be used? Who will do the evaluation? Who will be among the stakeholders who will be involved in the evaluation? Will there be external professionals who will participate? How will the evaluation be designed? So, also, we need to set guide questions to know what type of data will be needed because data collection method and data analysis will be part of the evaluation. Now, project evaluation report will cover project background, purpose of the evaluation, evaluation methods, findings, conclusions, recommendations, and what is more important is the lessons learned. Now, let us proceed to the closing phase, which is the last phase of the project cycle. Closing begins when the project deliverables are accepted by the client, the stakeholder. Then the documentation of learned experiences are taken off or done. Signing off, acceptance of the deliverables by the stakeholder. Then the projects are archived. Project records and lessons learned are done together with the stakeholders. Closing ends when all administrative requirements are done. The project management processes of project closing or project close-up should include project organization, scope verification, contracts administration, closing in terms of site facilities. So let us discuss briefly each of these closing processes. In project closing or project closeout, the aspects in project organizations that you have to look into refers to the members of your project team who may be part of the organization only assigned to the project. So, what you can do to prepare is to have a reassignment plan. The project team members, if they are organic part of an organization, will either return to the department where they used to work or be reassigned in another capacity. The project manager can conduct a review of the performance evaluation of the staff that can be helpful in their next assignments for possible promotion or more challenging positions. Conduct a closeout review with all members of the team, getting insights about lessons learned from the project and other aspects of the project. Celebrate, acknowledge the efforts and the results of the project. The scope verification can be done through the conduct of technical audit financial audit, lessons learned, and the conduct of an external evaluation. Now, in terms of contracts administration of the closing phase, it will cover project acceptance, signing off, handing over the products to the stakeholder, notification to all contractors and vendors, and payment of all your obligations. So closing also includes closing of all your contract files. So site closing is the next activity to do under the close-up phase. You need to close facilities, your office probably, return of furnished equipment, and then hand over of documents and other agreed requirements. So, after the closing, what next? Now, we need to check on the capacity for maintenance and improvement, continuous advocacy on need for improvement, and the review of the environment, the policy environment. To summarize discussions on session 6, monitoring phase of a project keeps track of the progress not only at the inputs level but also in relation to the outputs, results, and outcomes level of the project. Monitoring is able to provide corrective measures when the project encounters difficulties and uncertainties. The information that is culled from the monitoring phase is uploaded in the evaluation phase of the project that will reflect the efficiency, effectiveness, impact, sustainability, and lessons learned of the project. Project closing follows once all the deliverables are completed.